Welcome back, guys. In this fourth video, what we'll be doing is take another alternative to structuring this registration form. Right now we've used this method which most web developers use in their design for user interface, but some others like me, I prefer the second method, which I'm going to be showing to you right now, and it's more secured. So what we'll be doing in this tutorial is show you the second method and how to validate this field in such a way that not until you fill in all these fields, the form will never submit. So right away, let's dive into the second method, which I've always used, which I'm still using. So right now, what do? This part carrying the surname and this, first and foremost, I'm going to delete all this content away from it. I'm going to delete all of them. So there we go. Now what I want to do right now is mesh each of this row as usual. Forget the fact that they are all aligned to the right, no problem. So I'm selecting them row by row, measuring the cells back instead of splitting them as they are. So we successfully done this. Let's do for this as well, because we are only measuring the fields which is of interest to us. There we go. So let's select from here to here and say align center. Now let's also select from here to here and do same align center. Now what do we have here? We have all this right now. So if you save it and go back to our browser, refresh, here we go. These are all the fields present now. But if you look at this form, the user never have an idea to what is required in each of these fields, apart from this one that says select gender, which is a drop down menu. Aside that, in this one the user might get it right by just guessing, since it's saying user login, so it's likely to be username, and this is password as well. But the right thing we need to know how to do right now is add content into all this, a pre-existing content that the user will see to direct them on what kind of details is expected from each of these fields, and we call them placeholders. So right now let's just go back to Dreamweaver and do that right away. So before we do that, if you look at these forms here, I need to at least adjust this size to be a bit wider and also reduce this. So we'll go and match that up first in the CSS before we progress to anything else. Fine. For the input, the width, let's give it 650, and also for the btn, let's give it a 650 width, so that they will both match each other. So if I save this and refresh, what did we do? Sorry, instead of 650, I said 6,000 plus. So let's just do that again. Here we go. Our form is back in shape. Now you just saw what CSS that is not properly coded can just do. That value I added was just too big, and too wide for our div tag, so it kind of floated out of the div itself. But nevertheless, we are back. So now what do? We need to add the placeholders like I said. So let's go back. Just at this first point here that says surname. Now let's add a placeholder called enter surname here. So I'll just copy this. Let's copy the entire thing. On this one that says first name, paste there, and instead of surname we put first name. Okay, for this one that says last name, let's just say last name here. So let's move on. For the select menu, we don't really need any indicator there because it's already saying what it requires. So for this one that says date of birth, I will just add the placeholder as usual and say enter date of birth here. So that's for that session. Now let's move down to the second session, which says username and password. So enter username here. Then for the password fields, I'll just say password here. So if we save this, go back to our browser and refresh, there we go. Now the form itself is speaking loud for himself now. It says enter surname here, so when you click, the moment you start typing, that initial text disappears. You see? Now when you click on it, the text will still be there asking you to enter your first name, because you need to know what you need to fill in there. So as soon as you start, it's assumed that you already know what you're doing, so it disappears, giving you room to fill in your own details, because this text here is already pre-populated in the design from the back end. So as you can see, the form seems to be okay. This is the way I like mine. Some others do theirs in different way, but basically I prefer this option and it's more matured for me. So as you can see, the form is working. But right now, in situation whereby this form has been completed and validated, when you click register user, the form will load. We want the situation whereby on clicking on the button here, if each of these fields has not been filled, there should be a reminder to tell you that this field is what required. So fill in these fields. So let's just go back. Right now I'll start with the first one. After this, I'll push forward one more space and say required. Let's add the required attribute. So this required attribute, what it means is that as soon as this feed, the feed itself has been populated, anything goes. When you click submit button and yet nothing has been done, it will ask you to fill in those part first. So I'm just adding the required attribute to the form itself. So let's just add it to this last side. Now what else? Save and refresh. Now this is what I'm saying. If you click on this, voila, this is what I'm talking about. So this is telling you fill out this field, meaning the field itself is required. So when you fill in something here, for instance, and you try to submit, the second will pop up asking you to fill something, and when you also click submit, the form will never load until this field has been filled. You click again, it's asking you to fill the next one. It's jumping the gender because it knows definitely you will have to fill that. So if you click again, so you click again, same. So when you click register, now the form loads. So that is just basically how this placeholder and required attribute, which is basically for HTML5, works. So now, like I told you initially, in this place that says enter date of birth, most design presently will always give you a drop down calendar where you can select from easily, or to tell you, indicate the date format for you. Right now I've already added the date attribute to it. The reason it has not been working since is because of the fact that the Firefox I'm using is a bit back in terms of updates, but I'm going to update that. But thank God I have other browsers which are up to date, like my Chrome. So if I preview in Chrome for that date input, just hold on, system is a bit slow. Now here we are in Google Chrome, and look at our dates. Instead of showing this entire date here, date of birth here, it's showing you what you need to do here. A date, month, and year, clearly telling you this is a date of birth field, and when you click on it, you can enter them by selecting or whatever, or just click on the calendar itself where you can select your year, select your date, and that will be all. So as you can see, our form is just working perfectly. So I really want you to try this out some other time when you have the chance to. And as you can see, the video is very simple to follow along with basic CSS in doing this. And if you need more update, all you just need to do is visit www.owct.com for more updates. This is my official blog where I drop every video like this for you to follow up. Mind you, nothing there is paid for. Everything is totally free for your consumption. My aim is to reach out to those who are interested in learning web design. So see you in the next video. Thank you.